Zikomo kwambiri olemekezeka former president zina langa ndine Wanda Msisia from Times Media Group. Funso langa loyamba ndikuona ngati kuti paumazakhala ngati pali contradiction. Onumazamva ngati kuti pali contradiction pamene amene alipo panowa akamakhala kuti akupitiriza ma project amene adayamba DPP mukumanenaso kuti khangati akupitiriza ntchito yanu. Mwaperekapo zisanzo za Mozambique interconnection, mwakambapo za Mutharika road, kuti zimezo zimene adayamba DPP. Kodi mesa zimene zimakhala za Malawi, zimakhala za chipani kodi. Nde akamapitiriza iwo mukhangatiso mudandaula. Kenaka pali ma project ena ngati mwina Malata, Cement, ma technical college mmene mukuti sakupanga mudandaulaso kuti yayi sakupanga so zimezi. Nde anthu agwire ziti mufuna azipitiriza mufuna asapitirize, what do you want really, because it appears kuti paumazakhala contradiction iso kuchokeraso kumene mukuyankhulira. Funso langa lophatikiza pamenepo mmene mayankhula kuyambirira kucha mwakambapo zokuti mukwanisa chaka 82 mawa, so maybe tikupangirani to wish happy birthday in advance. Ndeno munakambapo zokuti simunapange chisankho zakuyimazo kuti whether you're going to contest or not on 2025, you have not made a decision. Tizinena kuti you are considering it, muli pa position yanji padakali panopa chifukwa choti munthu amene sanapange chiganizo ndekuti munakhala kuti simuzayima mukanangoneneratu kuti no, I will not stand. But the fact that you have not made a decision, should we assume kuti it is something that you are seriously considering, kuti nthawi inake mutiuzano mutuluka poyera nkuzanena kuti apa anopa sindiyima kapena ndiyima, komanso ngati mutazayime mulokonzeka kuzapikisana nawo anthu bwinobwino, convention ya bwinobwino chifukwa kuli ana anu achina nankhomo afuna tapikisana nanu, a-challenge kale kuti ngati mukapita ku convention akayima nanu kukapikisana nanu chifukwa choti tiyembekeza kuti mukadusa convention. Lomalizira koyambira kuja munakamba kuti achikhala kuti Bingu sanaphedwe bwezi nawonso ali ndi zaka zambiri, mukhulupirira kuti Bingu anachita kuphedwa ndipo adapha Bingu ndi ndani? Zikomo kwambiri.
Very Chairman. The first one, a contradiction. Mana kuti ndikusanga kwambiri kuti akupitiriza ma projects athu kwa kuti asimana ame kumana kuti ma project yawo. That's all. Might castigate. You know, previous government ignored this road and so forth. I'm doing it. We are the one who, that's what I'm saying. With apitirize, there's no problem. If I'm glad to apitirize our program, that's all. I make them misrepresent Kwantu. That's what I'm trying to say. Actually, like Sanko Zoimazo, as I said here, Yaguti, and Tosi Ansana, Akuyanka Munga and Chachankula area on. Every day, my message every day. 0.9 to 7, and I figure upon him. Choka Majosi and Sana Kumporo, and so we turn we make Masidinago, Gami with the Kruke, and so on and so forth. As I said, when I put in Lugans, and I have to respect these people, and for me, in good faith, I force as many as I cannot just say good about Dylan Shit of IE. So, how the women we are. They put into Gandigan as mezo, because African Tawi, there is mezo, Tizakita announce. I just wait. Twice I see a smarter, Kwambi, Kutan Kwambi, Akunses mezo. It's a serious matter which I run for campaign. It's very difficult. Personal life, Kunyoze, Chan. It's not easy. It's not a pleasant thing to do. And certainly, in the end, the service to serve the country. In Nagoya, to serve the country. I didn't come for money. I came for, as you know, for 5 years. The Matenga only 40% of my salary for 5 years. Balance in Apilaku account number 1. So I didn't come here for money. For service. So if I were to serve within the months, I'll only do it if I know it's in the interest of the country. Could he contribute something to the country, and so on and so forth. Otherwise, so when the time comes, you'll be the first times exclusive. Times exclusive. You'll be the first one to know. I promise. Now, the third one, Bingu. Yes, it's true. It's true that Bingu was poisoned, and something was put in his orange juice at 8 in the morning, and by 10 o'clock he had died of so-called cardiac arrest. No case of heart problem or any of those things. So it is a fact, and I know the people. But I think let me leave it here for the time being. And so forth. It's not good for the country, for me. But yes, he was poisoned. That's a fact. I don't say anything lightly. He was my brother, and I cannot exploit it, and I cannot say it lightly if it was not the truth. That's the truth. I don't even know the name of the poison, but I won't tell you. But that's the truth.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Philip White.
I'm going to be 83 years old. So you need to speak up louder.
Yeah. My name is Philip White from GBS TV.
Okay.
Allow me to ask this in Chichewa. Our president, mwakhala president for 5 years, makanso gradziko lino, ndipo ntchito zanu zodziwika bwino. In terms of many anthu amafotokoza kuphatikizapo inuyo, komanso honorable Namalomba, nkhani za economic crisis. Ngati president woti munakhala mtsogolero for 5 years, you can appreciate zinthu zina kuti it's a world challenge, muli mavuto ambiri dziko muno in terms of zambiri zimene zanenedwa. As president, politics aside, everything else aside, ngati president woti munakhalapo, is there anything that you can do to contribute either in helping or in partnership with the current president? Kunena kuti no, ine anthu mukufuna ntabweraso kuti nzakhale president, it's only one president at a time. Koma right now, I know this and this that can help kuthana ni mavuto amene Malawi wakumudzi apanenedochi akumana nawo. China njoti we are really saying anthu akubwera kupempha kuti muyimireso ngati president wa dziko. Tikaona muchipani cha DPP muli mavuto, ndisachitopita details chifukwa cha nthawi. How long will it take kuti for you as a leader of the party to fix the situation that you are in, that DPP is in currently? Thank you.
Yeah, the first one, we find the Fonse, a president. Munganankabu Jamba, that time she remember she was there. Nana Akadi Fonse. If they want assistance, I've got my boys, are very smart, the ones who worked with by 2014 under very difficult conditions. The situation was almost collapsing. Goro and I used to start until 3 or 4 in the morning, every day at night, just trying to figure out how to save the economy. So I have my boys, technical people, we can assist. Got a different side. Because we're not going to impose ourselves. Impose ourselves on that. It won't be right out of respect to the presidency and the government. So that's my answer. The second one, well, as I said earlier, we can see all the parties here, the other MC. Even if MC grants some vote, if you remember, Kunai being expelled, the Secretary General expelled, Publicity Secretary, and every country just solve. It's not easy. Cooperate. It's easier to solve if everyone is acting in good faith and everyone is interested in the country. I'm sorry, in the party, not themselves. Put the party first, things can be resolved. Now, you probably know Mkuza kuti ine kunyambali naitira maonse all the 6 aspirants. Anabwera kumene kuja. Ndipo panali amboni, mafumu nalipo, a general secretary, Blante Sinodi, Dr. Gama nalipo, Father Tamani nalipompo, Vicar General, Blante Sinodi, a Bishop of Malasa nalipo, Anglican, Sheikh Chabulika from the Muslims, and Reverend Makondesa from PIM. Also, now we say, you see, we negotiated and so forth, we reached some kind of conclusion. But then, after 10 minutes, it unglued itself. So, the question is, obviously, what can you do if some people do not want to cooperate? There's nothing you can do. Even someone could not do it. So we just wait and see. You want a factual review, you got time and NGC, then for convention. Do you want how things are going to go? But it's going to be.
Dzina langa ndine Gabriel Kamlomo ndachokera ku Zodiac. Yeah, I was interested when you were answering the other question when you said we would have to raise our voices so that you are able to hear from where. I was going to ask. I mean, the first place, happy birthday in advance. 3 years from today, you are going to be 85. And should your position be that you want to contest again for the presidential election, and then you win in 2025, after 5 years, you will be 90? Yeah, so I just wanted to find out the reasonableness, how you find the reasonableness of the two sides of the coin. You have one side that is saying, we want you to come back. You have another side that's saying, you probably need to take some rest after so much work that you did. Which of the two do you find reasonable? The question is on the reasonableness, right? The second question, I think the Honorable Chaponda hinted on the probability that the former First Lady could be arrested. And I was thinking within myself, I said, well, we are lucky. The former president is here. You probably know something about this? I mean, the former First Lady being your spouse. The former First Lady,
yes,
that she could be arrested over some issue. That matter was raised here by Honorable Chaponda.
Right.
Then I was saying we are lucky we have you here in our midst. Yeah, she's your spouse. You probably know a little more about what could be happening, or is it something that Honorable Chaponda knows? And the other issue was on the arrests of your former cabinet ministers. Do you think that it is possible that some things were happening at the time you were in office that you probably did not know about? Do you think that's likely to have happened? Those are the questions I have.
The first one on the reasonableness, the age, could you Bible, Methuselah? It's not 120 years. You never know. 800 years, you see? So there's a precedent there. So don't worry about reasonableness of the just a number. Now, on what Honorable Chapoda has said, it's something that in the social media, I don't think there's anything to it. There's nothing really she has done. But there was an article by something called My Independence that said that thing. And this is not the first time that I've said it. I've said it before. I don't know what it is. But there's nothing there, I know, that she could have done. Then the third one, cabinet ministers. Well, you're right. To say, is there anything that your minister could do without your knowing? Of course. It's not possible. It's not possible to know, what your ministers are doing. They're somewhere there on Capitol Hill, and you are over there at that other place by the graveyard there in Long. And you can know what they're doing, and so it's quite possible. You know, I don't know if you're married or have children, but you're outside going to be smoking chamba, and you know it right in the house. You won't know it. You know, that's how, you know, it gets made, no? Or some daughter is doing something. What's that, Ziwa? Was that one after 3 months? We didn't mean that. You see, and so forth. So, Ziwa it's not possible to know what ministers were doing. But I'm convinced that I think my ministers, we tried our best. We tried our best. I think all the accusations, which are 1 trillion up to now, Paribe, anybody has got professor, it's not possible to steal money from the government anyway. I don't know how you do it, because ministers have no access to the passcode, you know, whatever password they use, what accountant general, then to reserve bank, or there's no way a minister can steal money from the government. There's no way. You know, so there are those things, but there are always you know, allegations and so forth, and we just have to leave. It's part of politics, I guess, but you get those kinds of allegations all the time, and you just have to deal with them as they arise. But I can assure you that in my government, we tried our best. I think we may have made mistakes. In some cases, like everybody else, make mistakes. But if we made mistakes somewhere on a policy issue, whatever, I can assure it was out of maybe bad judgment, but not out of evil. We always wish this country well, and we all worked, my ministers, day and night, really for what we thought was the betterment of the country. So we worked in good faith, but I said it's quite possible here and there mistakes were made, but out of bad judgment, not out of evil. Thank you.
One mozi
Your Excellency, ndine Blessings Kaimira kuchokera ku Angaliba Television and Radio. Pakabidwa nkhani zambiri zina mwa izo ndi nkhani yokudzana ndi mavuto azachuma amene dziko likukumana nalo. Koma akuluakulu amboma tikafunsa kumakamba kuti dziko lino mladutsa mnyengo zosiyana-siyana monga za COVID-19 komanso kumakamba za ngozi zosiyana-siyana monga cyclone Ana. Mafani ndidziwe kodi zimenezi ngati chipani cha TPP simkuona kuti zingakhale zifukwa zokwanira zimene iwo akhoza kuyima ndikuonazo kuti mwina ndi zimene zikubweretsa mavuto wa. Komanso pakambidwa nkhani yokhudzana ndi kuchepetsedwa mphamvu kwa mtsogoleri wa dziko mukupempha kuti chinthu chimene ankachilonjezacho achikwaniritse. Ndimafuna ndidziwe kuti kodi mwina ngati chipani pali kukayikira kuna kwake kuti mwina pamayina amene akumatchulidwa pa zinthu zina zosiyana-siyana mmodzi mwa akuluakuluso kapena mwina president akukhala kuti akukhudzidwa nawo. Komanso ngati chipani mukuganiza kuti ndondomeko imeneyo kuti mwina mtsogoleri wa dziko mphamvu zake zichepetsedwa ikhoza kukhala ndondomeko yabwino kuti ngati dziko la Malawi anthu tizititsatira dziko makwambiri.
Ujeni Kanya was mavuto COVID, I think, or global situation. There's always that problem in the global community. Some economy are intertwined. Our economy intersects with the global official economy, but also private global economy, and then private local economy, and so all those are intertwined. So it's like all the time, oil prices, sometimes they go up and down. It's not critical, but that should not be an excuse. What you need to do to devise policies to respond to those things. Now, COVID, entire COVID, we put up policies, if you remember, naika police kama zina yake uje judge wina na overall kwa tinaika mapolice kutaza kuti financial assistance and so forth. So we anticipate that and we put policy. That's the job of the government. So there will always be a problem. There will always be a problem, either domestic or zakunja, all the time. That's part of governance. Kwa your job, nchito wako ngati kuzua kuendesa bomba, ndumaita anticipate. Zwazimezo tikita mwaku. Manga response ya COVID. Now, by the way, COVID, even our I think High Manager, even a Vice President, actually, Manana Kuti, we should not blame COVID. He made that statement somewhere. And there's COVID in Mozambique, COVID in Zambia, Kenya with COVID. Some of these countries are growing by 7%. COVID, the COVID down, the ocean, COVID and so no, don't use that as an excuse. You just have to find policies. There will always be those problems. Like an engineer, you start constructing a building, a bridge, you know you're going to run into problems. There'll be rocks here, kamazo tamanga here and there. You anticipate, plan. That's how you run a government, you see. That's what management is and what governing is. If you don't do that, then you're not fit to run a company, an organization, or a country. That's how things work. And then there was the last one, I think it was the third one. There was one. In Italy, so I forgot it.
Kode pali ena ake muna kumaka ikida kuti akukuzi donawa basi sosena siana monga msogolwazi babenali bado kuti muna pa issues yena akukuzi donawa imuna mage asize kiloso bina maso ngati tsiko kodi kona kuti ndijoeni lero kuti chitenga chimene kuti kokhala chabwino kuti atsikitsatira monga dziko likozo kubatilira monga Malawi.
Isinga zimenezo kali kwa muntu or what somebody is thinking there is no way of knowing. Come on, I think issue of immunity, has been brought up when I go to, I think, NIJ have to push the suspicion could happen ahead of state where the Yake or Kadangayo crime, they would also beside behind section of whatever 91, whatever your constitution. The matter of policy, I think the policy is when you are drafting this particular constitution, I was there, 1994, Campus Palace. You see, when I concern, and this is all over the world here, the president should not be hampered. We are kind of freedom to act grandchildren without fearing each time, couldn't get the animal and so forth, or and so forth. So that the president, in fact, is given that immunity. It's a functional immunity. That's what they call it in law. It's functional immunity, which is special in children of Guira. Without any kind of hindrance and so forth. That's the idea. And that's a kind of policy. It's probably a good thing. So that immunity only exists by the president. After the president, they can be charged or arrested and so forth. So by the president, you should be able to do the work without worrying each time when you can be sued in court and so. Otherwise, they will not be able to run the country. So that's the idea, and I think it's a good idea. Now, those who are calling for immunity to be removed, there may be some motives. I don't know. That's upon them. You can ask them to explain. But the idea behind the immunity section, to make sure that the president agree and cheat without all sorts of complications during the time when he or she is in office. Okay. Well, thank you very much. I think with this big meeting, we'll see the next one. We'll see you next time. We'll try to do this more often, and we'll see you next time you come here. God bless and travel well. Thank you.
chifukwa cha tinali pano